Ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy, Jacob B. Flexon, here to tell you, never let a hater flex on you, okay? Never let a hater flex on you, because they're just hating, and you're doing what you do. But now, look, last time, we had a great time watching the awesome show, the YouTube show, Lefties Losing It. Rita Pahani, I believe. She's a great host. Oh, such a hilarious show. I love to watch, especially up and coming into that election, this election, which was beautiful. We love the outcome. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it, shall we? Let's see.
The place that made these refused to make them for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What? Oh.
No. Let me explain.
I don't know if y'all heard about this.
They said that their ovens had gone down, all kinds of stuff, but folks went and got them anyway, which is why I'm not telling you who made them.
What do you think?
But can't be because I'm a woman, but perhaps they did not like my politics.
Yeah. And I know how hard my family has worked to keep this business alive. My bakers come in 2 or 3 in the morning just to have donuts and rolls for everybody to come in and say, we have the best rolls ever. This is what makes Holtemans. It's the community.
So if you haven't heard the story by now, Whoopi Goldberg, as you can see there, learning the hard way that going after a Staten Island institution can be a recipe for controversy. Thousands of customers lined up outside Holterman's Bakery to show their support after the View co-host accused that bakery of political discrimination. Community leaders calling on her to apologize, but instead, here's the update. She appears to double down in this new video.
There seems to be a lot of talk about the dessert I requested for my birthday show. I never mentioned the name of the bakery or the location.
Yeah, but you don't have to mention the name of the bakery. You show the famous-looking cupcake that all Staten Island New Yorkers know. So they got angry. Listen, I haven't seen this part of the story, but it looks like she is doubling down. You know, I really do believe that the bakery probably lied a little bit to Whoopi Goldberg. They didn't want to make 100 cupcakes at once just for Whoopi Goldberg. They don't like the views that she spouts. So, of course, they don't want to support her, and that's their right. But then Whoopi tries to cancel them. I think that's messed up. But, yeah, I mean, as a business, it's their right to serve whoever they want to, really.
It does seem a little odd that when we called a few weeks before my birthday and we were told they couldn't process the order for my birthday because of an equipment failure, but somehow they were able to accept an order of a different 48 of the same dessert when somebody else called without using my name. But it's all okay, y'all, because I enjoyed my delicious dessert and I had a happy, sweet birthday.
Looks like cleanup on aisle 6 to me. Joining us now is Staten Island Borough President Vito Vasella. Thank you very much for being here. We saw you at that news conference. I mean, you lit the crowd up. You have people lining up outside the bakery because they feel bad for what's happened to this institution, the Staten Island institution. Welcome to you. Did that clear anything up, that video with Whoopi Goldberg there?
No, not at all. In my opinion, first of all, the story here is this Holterman, the family is wonderful. They're the salt of the earth. They've had a business for 146 years. Not many people can say that. They have an impeccable reputation. People love them and their business. And then this woman went on national television and basically misrepresented what happened. And, you know, to have a platform like that and disparage, potentially, arguably defame a business that has no recourse in the court of public opinion, and they were devastated. And what we said, we were going to stand up for those businesses, and we're not going to take the abuse. She may have had the bully pulpit, but she came across as a bully, if you ask me. And the family, not being used to this, said, you know, what do we do? So the Staten Island community stood up and stood strong and stood up for the Holterman family, the Holterman Bakery. And I commend the Holtermans for just having the grace to take the high road. And the Staten Island community stepping out, waiting online hour after hour to say we support Holtermans. But it could have been any small business. It could have been anybody who was attacked on the national airwaves for something they didn't do.
You know, as a reporter, I step back from the story and I say, well, you know, could have something.
After the last few weeks, can you see the incentives of how people slide from the left to the right? This sort of denial by the Purity Party. The right is welcoming. with open arms. Disaffected Democrats, please come here.
Jacob be flexing!
Yeah, I do actually. So if you're grounded in your values, and I do think I am, you're not going to be seduced by people who are just nice to you, right? Like, I actually really respect the fact that the right is welcoming, that they are willing to,
Welcoming.
forgive past transgressions and say, hey, we will take you in with open arms. Not everyone on the right, but generally speaking, that is what I noticed. Whereas with the left, there seems to be this weird obsession with exclusivity, purity, and purging people who are, heterodox or whatever. And so I've noticed quite a bit of that on the left. But I really do value who I am as a person, and I just don't think that I'm going to change my political views entirely based on who's mean to me or who's nice to me. But I will say this, I don't know if it's a strategy or if it's just who right-wingers happen to be, but their willingness to welcome people is honestly how you build power. It really is. And the left just fails to realize that.
Boring.
I don't know why they want to treat politics as if it's like this
Boring.
cutesy
Oh,
little
look at
exclusive
this
club,
guy.
but that's certainly how they
This guy
treat
looks
it.
interesting.
But then there's also
This
or
guy
if
looks
it's
interesting.
just who
Hey,
right-wingers
this guy's
happen to
cool.
be. But their willingness
This guy's
to
pretty
welcome
cool, huh?
people is honestly how you build
This guy's
power.
cool.
It really is. And the left just fails to realize that.
Boring.
I don't
What
know
you
why
think?
they
Is
want
this
to
guy
treat
pretty
politics
cool?
as if
No,
it's like this
no,
cutesy
bro.
little
Oh, look at
exclusive
this
club,
guy.
but that's certainly how they
This guy
treat
looks
it.
interesting.
But then there's also
This guy looks.
Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's start Lefties with the neo-Marxist Ken Dole himself, Justin Trudeau, who, if the polls are right, is going to lose in a massive landslide. And what is the Canadian Prime Minister doing as parts of his country fall victim to violent anti-Semitic rioters? Well, he's swapping bracelets with teenagers at a Taylor Swift concert and dancing the night away like some giddy teenager.
What is he doing?
Oh yes, there he is, dancing without a care in the world. Never mind that his country is in crisis.
His country is in
He's
crisis.
getting his Swiftie on. And I wasn't kidding about him swapping bracelets with teenagers.
Oh my
Even
God.
they were wondering what he was doing there.
What is Justin Trudeau doing here, guys? Hello?
What the? He's so happy.
Bracelet? Do you want a bracelet? Thank you so much.
Time to listen
They
to
traded.
this
They
screechy
traded
performance
bracelets. How
from
cute is
Democrat
that?
Jasmine
How
Crockett, who
cutesy
seems
is that, yo?
desperate to appropriate
He should be running his
the suffering
country.
of her ancestors, and she seems
He should be
more
running his
a little
country.
ignorant about the history of slavery.
You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That was oppression.
Whoa.
We didn't ask to be here.
Well, Jasmine, as a free woman, you can now be anywhere you want to be, and yet you choose to be in America. But despite the considerable power and privilege you hold, you want to play the victim eternally. And just to educate you, slavery has existed since the dawn of time. From the first civilizations, we're talking 3,500 years BC, and plenty of white men, women and children were taken as slaves, including more than 1 million Europeans stolen and sold as slaves in North Africa. Facts are our friends, yes. Now to comic and TV host Jonathan Van Ness, whose pronouns are he, him, but he also likes she, her, and they, them. Seems a little greedy. Here he is on stage talking about how hard it's been since Donald Trump won the election.
Let's just get the elephant out of the room right away. I need to make an apology. My dress is way too long. And after what our country's been through this week, you all
It's
deserve
way
to
too
see
long.
my unfiltered.
That's what passes for comedy nowadays, folks.
Oh,
It's
yeah. Did you
grim.
see how much I was
What's
laughing?
really funny is the unintentional
laughing like
comedy
crazy,
for
y'all.
lefties losing it, including a man we've featured heavily in the past week. Here is election forecaster Professor Alan Lichtman, who got it so wrong and has gone into this unseemly meltdown on multiple programs. He is deluded, folks, and he is clinging to that delusion. He claims that Donald Trump ran a terrible campaign, despite the fact that he won in a landslide while spending a fraction of the money that Kamala Harris spent.
So the idea that Trump was this great charismatic figure is absolute nonsense. And again, if you looked at his campaign, it was the worst campaign we've ever seen in the history of the country.
Now, this lefty lady is disturbed to learn that she can no longer use the red heart emoji. Let's pray for her.
Does anybody else feel like the red heart emoji has been totally ruined for them after this week? I did not realize until Wednesday
red heart emoji
that I
ruined?
have a habit of ending every text, DM, email, etc. with a red heart emoji, and now I feel like a red heart emoji implies MAGA, and so I no longer know how to punctuate my sentences. I guess I'll have to go back to using like an exclamation mark. What emoji are we using now in lieu of the red heart? Because the red heart for me is dead, at least for a while.
Joining me now for more Lefties Losing It content is comedian and host of Primetime with Alex Stein on Blaze TV. Alex Stein, MSNBC gives us so much content on this program. The Morning Joe program is in all sorts of trouble. They've seen some of their lowest ratings since 2021. The lefties are really upset with the hosts, Joe and Mika, for visiting President-elect Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. We've got Elon Musk, meanwhile, teasing the idea of buying MSNBC after its parent company, Comcast, put the network up for sale. Alex, is this
The online gambling?
A few months ago, to celebrate my friend's birthday, I went on a Victory Casino.
Wait, I'm a gambler. I'm a gambler. You know, I like to gamble. Let's see what this guy has to say about this. He might change my mind, okay? Because I want a lot of you to click on my link. I want all of you to click on my stake link, in fact. So let's see if I'm a jerk or something.
No cruise, and not only did everyone get seasick almost immediately, but we also lost all the money we brought in to gamble with. It was one of the best days of my life. For a good portion of the past century, getting on a boat that reeks of piss and wobbling your way out just far enough into the ocean so that laws don't exist anymore was one of the only ways to legally gamble in the United States. It had such a convoluted barrier of entry that most people could go their entire lives without ever being tempted to do it. Just don't go to Nevada and you'll probably never see a casino. In 2024, this is no longer the case.
Only on FanDuel.
FanDuel.
MGM. Prize Picks.
Underdog. Hard Rock Bet.
Sally Bet.
Points Bet.
ESPN Bet.
365.
Smack me in the mouth with all of
If you watch any sports at all, ads for sports betting have become inescapable. Even if you muted every commercial and closed your eyes until the game came back on, it's still plastered everywhere. DraftKings promos pop up in the middle of a play, there's BetMGM billboards behind home plate, FanDuel logos on the court, on the microphones. They come at you from every angle, pepper spraying you in the face so you don't notice they just pulled your pants down. They've made it so watching sports and betting on sports are just two sides of the same coin, like you can't have one without the other. It's become so normalized that it might be easy to forget that gambling can be kind of bad, actually. About 10 million people in the US alone struggle with gambling in some way, a good portion of which are under the age of 25. Gambling addicts attempt suicide at a rate 15 times higher than the general population. The average debt of a gambling addict can range from $15,000 to $90,000. But where most people would see this as a problem, a few people saw it as an opportunity. All that extra money that could be siphoned from struggling families and into the pockets of like 12 CEOs. And we're not doing that because... So in 2018, the Supreme Court overruled the federal ban on sports betting. And since then, Americans have collectively lost over $245 billion on it. That's almost $1,000 per person, and that number was from last year. But the bombardment of playful advertising filled with famous celebrities would make you think it's just a harmless, fun game you can play on your phone. Kevin Hart, Post Malone, Chris Rock, LeBron James, Kevin Hart, Peyton Manning, Jamie Foxx, Eric Andre, Patton Oswalt, Vanessa Hudgens, the guy from that Kendrick Lamar song, Kevin Hart. Even the Talk to a podcast is sponsored by Better. Why is it always the people you trust the most?
You don't need to know everything about every sport. Good, because I don't. Yeah, me either. All you need is a feeling and a phone.
Oh my gosh, I want that is such a bold way to advertise your product. You don't have to know anything about sports in order to bet on them. In fact, we would prefer you didn't. Look, this guy's just chilling in a hot tub. He doesn't even know what sport he bet on, and he won money. So go ahead, just open the app and start mashing buttons. I don't know, like, where do you think they got all the money to shell out to these celebrities? Could it be that maybe Prize Picks isn't the secret gateway to riches beyond my wildest imaginations, and maybe they're just trying to get my debit card number so they can take all my disposable income? Whether or not you think sports betting should be illegal, and I'm not even necessarily saying it should be, the fact that they're allowed to advertise it like this is fucking insane. Imagine a cigarette commercial that was like, oh my god, this tastes so good. This is the best I've ever felt in my life. I'm on top of the world. Typically the only tobacco ads you see are like anti-vaping PSAs. And I hope there's a future where advertising for betting apps is regulated in a similar way. You can still bet on sports. You can still smoke cigarettes if you want to. It's not illegal, but you're not bombarded with the temptation to do it every time you turn on a basketball game. Even though it's only been 6 years since the federal ban on sportsbooks was overturned, technology has already evolved well beyond what was available at the time. And now that gambling has gone from being in a place you have to go to do it, to being accessible on your phone at any moment, there's nothing stopping these apps from trying to lure you in constantly, and they're really good at doing that.
Addiction is intensified, he says, by how much the gambling companies know about each user. That data was used to tailor offers and push notifications to keep the guy in action.
They knew the life stage, the customer life stage it was at, so win back, they described it. So people that have given up gambling for a while and they're trying to get them to come back.
Just by using these apps, you're giving them data about your gambling habits, which they can then weaponize against you. If they realize around 2 p.m. every Sunday is when you're most likely to interact with the app because you're watching 19 games at once and you're starting to get a little restless, they can tailor make a push notification just for you. Maybe they'll boost the odds of a third quarter Tyreek Hill touchdown, or they'll show you a parlay that 50,000 other people have.
The downfall of the Democrats. I like this one.
Election night in America, one of the most consequential elections in recent history.
Donald Trump has won the presidential election in Kentucky.
Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Oklahoma. Missouri will go to Donald Trump.
It's clear now that Donald Trump has picked up key support among Hispanic voters, despite all the things that he said.
Donald Trump will win the state of North Carolina.
That the state of Georgia will go to former President Donald Trump.
The evening was getting increasingly somber as people realized what this map is looking like.
CNN projects that Donald Trump will win the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Kamala Harris is not winning.
So you won't hear from the vice president tonight?
News Decision Desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
Do you really think that the Democratic Party is fighting for you? The overwhelming answer is...
I look crazy right now, ladies and gentlemen. I look crazy right now.
No.
Well, what have we learned? Nothing, apparently. I regret to inform you, everything I predicted about the election in my last video came true, and more. Men did overwhelmingly turn out for Trump, especially young men. But I was wrong about one thing. Young men weren't the only ones who came out in droves for Trump. Nearly everyone did. The madman took everything, every swing state, Pennsylvania, Georgia, my home state, New York, was closer to flipping red than Florida was to flipping blue. Turns out Dick Cheney as Brat wasn't the best message to win over voters. Dems did so bad it really had me thinking, damn, did we steal that election? So what happened here? How did it go so wrong? Is it too late for the Democratic Party, or can they turn this around? Will the Democrats learn from this, Or will they double down and get worse? In this video, I'm going to go through all the excuses and the copes the Democrats and the broader left are coming up with to avoid accountability. Read some silly tweets, watch some silly news clips, and even give the Democratic Party some advice on how to win 2028. Don't worry, Republicans watching this. They won't listen. Maybe in 2050, under the barren Trump monarchy, someone might come to their senses, but not anytime soon. If you only watched or read most mainstream liberal news, it really seemed like Kamala had this in the bag, which is why you should try to get your news from a variety of different sources. Oh.
Jacob B. Flexon, President 2064. Don't you forget about it. Do not forget about it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, continue.
That reminds me. Before we dive into this election dissection, let's give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, a sponsor I've been working with for over 4 years now, Ground News. Ground News is a website and an app that gives readers an easy and transparent way to read the news all across the political spectrum.
Right.
Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown that helps this left the same story so back into the White House to steal democracy. And he did it. With democracy. Anyway, I got a lot of comments on my last video from new fags like, wait, you're left-wing and you hate Trump. Oh, here, hello, I am Shoe on Head. If you ask the right wing, I am Stalin. If you ask the left wing, I am Hitler. Fiscally far left, culturally centrist, socially retarded. But if you really must put me in a box, it's not that hard to pin me down.
We are taking Coochie off the table indefinitely.
Cancel all future plans with men. 4B is where it's at. Use their own stupid traditional views against them. Say that you don't want sex before marriage. Say that you are waiting for the right man. They will be seething because they are sexually dependent on women who they call sluts. See, this is the best angle. No sex before marriage. Give them what they voted for. So conservatives won the election and women are threatening to not sleep around. It kind of seems like the conservatives won a little more than just the election. I might do a whole video on the 4B movement. Tell me if you're interested in that. I don't know. Anyway, young men did come out and support Trump, and apparently for the reasons I and many others predicted. We asked young men why they voted for Donald Trump. Here's what they said. Nick Sumners, a 21-year-old cosmetic car repairman from Virginia, says he is pro-choice, but when he voted in the 2024 presidential election, he did so for Donald Trump. Despite his personal beliefs, he says that Trump talks about the American people in a way that resonates with him, without, in his opinion, faulting him for his gender and sexual orientation. I'm a straight white man, and I feel like we take the blame for a lot of things. Of course there are bad guys, he adds, insisting that he's not one of them just because he voted for Trump, but what appealed to him about Donald Trump was that his campaign was not coming after us. He was highlighting the American people, which we are. It doesn't matter what color you are, what you may identify as. Since I wasn't excluded, I resonated with it. When you tell a young white guy, hey, you're an oppressor, and because you're white, you have privileges that your black and Hispanic peers didn't have, and you're inherently at fault, or you're guilty for that, which is what a lot of the left wings or Democrats.
Let's watch something cool. Let's watch something cool. Now this is cool. Tell me what y'all know about that Ocarina of Time. Flat out, best game ever. Legendary. A legendary moment to go down the book. Be lying. See liar. Yo. What a vibe. Soothing music, so nice. Yo, this was crazy.
You want to know how I got this scar?
This was crazy, y'all. This was crazy.
We're not going to become addicts. I'm not going to be an addict, are you?
If I don't cut down on my drinking, I'm gonna die.
Would you listen to me? Alex, get the f*** out of my house!
You're a bitch! F*** you! Shame on you! Shame! You should be ashamed!
What's your problem?
I never even met her. You know, I woke up on the floor with vomit all over me, and the girl was dead.
3, 2, 1, I'm dead!
Yeah, that's me right there. About to get hit in the head. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here? Well, the answer is actually incredibly complicated. It's so complicated that I had to make a whole wall situation with all the pictures and the yarn. That's right, I made a crazy yarn wall. All to tell you the story of a man named Jason Itzler, also known as Mr. Bass.
This is a bathtub full of snakes.
No, not him. Mr. Based, the self-proclaimed greatest live streamer of all time.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the greatest streamer of all?
You are Jason!
Could I ever be as big as Mr. Beast in the future?
I don't know.
Could you help me? Try?
I'm not as famous as him. I don't know if, like, my advice would work.
Can we try?
Try, yeah.
Try to get me bigger than Mr. Beast?
We could try.
I love you, Josh.
I've been coming here for a decade.
Me too, man. Many reasons to wear a hat. With the way the climate's changing now and the strength of the sun, you're an idiot not to wear a hat because, man...
You know, you're talking to the world's greatest sun gazer. I'm not only the world's greatest live streamer, I'm also the world's greatest sun gazer.
Dude, this guy's crazy.
It's the two things I'm good at. I'm better at sun gazing than streaming.
Dude is insane.
I'm a breatharian. I hardly eat food. I stare at the sun, yeah.
Wow.
I did a 40-day water only fast a few years ago.
Vitamin D.
Yeah, well, not exclusively. I still eat food, but I eat much less than you would think.
Oh, yeah.
I eat like 1,000 calories a day, like a girl. This is like eating breakfast for me.
Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.
You want to sing 1,700 hours just to be funny?
Let's do it on the way here.
No, while I'm looking at the sun, it would be funny.
No, while we're walking. Let's go.
Oh, give me 1 minute. This is like me eating. I haven't eaten anything today. I'm unusual like you are, Josh. You're very unusual, I'm very unusual. I love your unusualness. Mirror on the wall. Who's the greatest streamer? You, Jason. Ah! And in a couple minutes, when we get a few more people in here, I'm going to introduce you guys.
For 120 cent $5, Mr. Bass, you're the man. Keep our boy Josh safe.
Absolutely. Thank you for that very nice donation.
God sent $5. You're exploiting a mentally disabled alcoholic for finance.
No, I'm not.
Yo, yes you are.
So one of the stories I was telling you guys was how I met Josh. So I ran down my stairs. I see this like little group of people walking with a leader. My name is Mr. Based. I'm the world's greatest streamer. Why is this group walking past me?
Let's go.
Who are you guys? Who are you guys? You scram!
This is so
You
fake.
scram!
This is so
How did you
fake.
get so
Stream
loud?
sniping.
And who are you, sir? Who are you? Everyone run! Mr. Based! Mr. Based on YouTube! And that was our first encounter, and I didn't understand what the f happened. I didn't even know who he was. I don't even know if I knew his name. Who are you? You scream like a bitch!
Go away!
Who are you? And I'll go!
Go away!
Mr. Based on YouTube!
I'm the king of New York!
I'm the king of New York! And then Quinn reached out to me. I think I met Quinn alone first.
When the two of you met, now, what happened was, Josh was scared shit of you at first, you know, because he didn't realize, and I really didn't know you at all, so I said, let me talk to the guy. So we connected, and, you know, as I expected, you just wanted to be part of the fun, right? You just wanted to engage in,
And
you
we
know,
hit it off really
you
well.
hit it off, absolutely. You know, me and you developed,
I want to have a drink when I'm with you. Can I go grab a beer? Do you want one?
Yeah, no, I'm good, I'm good.
You're not drinking today?
I'm good, I'm fine. The water's fine, thanks.
Okay. Like what Quinn did was like a couple times he would meet me with Josh, and then he would take off like 20 minutes later and just leave Josh with me. And Josh and I became buddies. We had a really good time each time.
I mean, I came across Josh, it was complete happenstance, you know. I'm willing to
collaborate with anyone on social media. I don't care your age, your height, your skin color, your mental capacity. If I get along with you, I'll go to a restaurant and do a TikTok.
Doesn't the vodka cook out? Like
it does cook out, yeah.
It cooks out, right? There's like no alcohol.
I want that, yeah. It's good, nice and
refreshing.
Just the perfect amount of head. I like when it's a little bit of head on the top, yeah.
It's very refreshing.
It is good. We became friends, and I became, and one thing that people think, you know, everyone has not a manager. You know, Josh just happened to be that person who kind of reached out to me, and I said, oh, you know, he has such enthusiasm about New York City the same way I do. So I'm like the New York City expert. He has this obsession because of his autism with New York City.
In New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. I run the city now, me.
Can you tell the people about your level of clout?
I'm like movie star famous. I can't go anywhere without getting recognized.
I love New York. I just don't like the country that it's in.
New York City is almost like its own world. There's a lot of unique things going on in New York, just like Washington, D.C.
The main reason why Josh has any relationship with Mr. Bass to begin with is because of his location.
This is the most famous part of New York, like the cool part. He's the most famous in this area. I'm the most famous in this area. There's no one else. When he was that little kid, he was hoping that he'd be one of the biggest people in the world at this, and he is. It's not very often in this world when people get their dreams and it's what they thought it would be.
Oh! Roll a t-shirt!
Not now. Come on. Can't you see we're busy?
There we go.
Damn. Some nerve. Oh my fucking God. Fucking.
Hail victory!
It's kind of annoying, you know, being a celebrity. I can't even walk a block without someone wanting a picture.
Oh my God.
Oh no, I don't have time right now.
Oh, he doesn't have time right now.
What?
This is so cool.
No, I don't have time.
Can I take a photo with you?
Okay, then you gotta
Thank
go.
you so much.
Then you gotta go.
Being famous, you know, I'm
Then you
not
gotta
like
go.
TikTok fame is the worst kind of fame because I'm not making millions of dollars. Even with all these problems, I still get taken advantage of.
We're a great team, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can you make a TikTok so some people watch us, please?
I will.
Within 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Promise?
I promise.
Thank you, sir. I think that Michael Quinn made him a full-blown alcoholic. I think he turned 21. He started drinking alcohol. He met Michael Quinn. Michael Quinn made drinking the funnest, coolest thing in the world. He becomes a full-blown alcoholic, and we're wondering if he's going to live or die. You know what I'm saying? He's a full-blown alcoholic before he's hanging out with me, right?
Like, how do I enable him? He was drinking before I met him. And it's just Quinn fits the bill of the villain because he's taking advantage of this person for views, for clout, and is enabling him. And
you know, and I, as a contrast to Michael Quinn, make him look like the devil, in my opinion. And it's all Jason's fault. Jason's fault for what? What the fuck did I do?
Mr. Bass is a leech in the purest definition of what a leech is. Josh is enamored by the fact that he's in the heart of New York. Josh sees that. His autistic mind reads that as this guy's important. And on top of that, he gives you free alcohol, which to him is a tremendous advantage.
What do you like the most about hanging out with Jason?
I don't know. I like the free alcohol.
No, that's the worst thing you could say, Josh. Come on.
Come on, it's fun drinking with you.
But I know, but he said, what's the best thing? And you know I don't even drink that much, right?
I drink a lot more than you. I can say that.
Listen, I'm so proud of you not asking me for alcohol.
I took a...
I got you, but you haven't done that often. Sometimes it can be social, take a light gulp.
I don't want to get vomit drunk again.
You're not even close, are you?
Yeah.
You are close?
No.
Oh.
I didn't really drink much today.
I went.
Fill the glass up. That's good.
No, turn that off. Turn it off. Come on.
Why? What's
You're
the
being
matter?
paid to make your life better.
Okay.
Okay, so now you make a toast to me, a sincere toast about our new situation, or the job, whatever.
Cheers.
To what?
To the coming over and getting paid.
Hell yeah, cheers.
I don't know. He's giving me money. He's giving me beer. He's giving me all this fun stuff. I doubt it. I doubt he's using me for a paycheck. I highly doubt it.
And Josh, you're worth like $20,000 a week to me. It's been 1 hour and you were late.
Ladies and
we're
gentlemen,
because we're supposed to go 6 hours. It's 1/6 of the day.
Okay, 100's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, you owe me what, 100?
I owe you 100.
Okay.
So you understand I'm not going to give you money each day. I'm paying you at the end of the week.
Okay.
Do you have money to last during the week? You do, right? Or...
Yeah. No, I'm overdrawn by hundreds of bucks.
The number one thing is you love drinking with me. What's number two thing?
You're a good guy. You care about me.
Could that become the number one thing, please?
Yeah.
$2,400 today. Wow.
Dude is insane.
What's that for this week?
Bro, my bank account is fat. My bank account hasn't been fat like this in a while.
Oh, God.
Not since the New York Confidential days?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm a very lucky person, usually. Everything with me is unusual. Like Josh Block, anything he does is unusual. I'm unusual, too. Did you do any drugs when you were younger?
Me?
Like
I tried. I tried.
Like I was addicted to Special K at one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was fun.
Proud of that?
Fun?
When I had my escort agency, I was addicted to Special K.
Look at him. He looks so happy. Oh, yeah.
It made the whole, like, my life a cartoon.
Deep with this
Was that a fun life?
With this
Yeah,
Hitler
until
dude,
it
goes
fell apart.
so deep.
So it was fun the whole time until it fell apart? There
For the last
was nothing negative about it at all?
This guy called us yesterday. His name is Jason Itzler. I said, hey, bring him in.
Look at this.
He was busted by Governor Elliot Spitzer for a prostitution ring. Jason Itzler spent 2.5 years in prison for running a call girl ring. So, Jason, just give us a background. What was the name of your escort service?
It was New York Confidential. I wasn't drawn to sex workers, and I wasn't really drawn to strippers per se.
All right. We skip it.
But there was a time in America, like the 80s and the 90s, New York in the 90s. The 80s might have been a little better than the 90s.
Either way.
An hour's garbage. It's not supposed to be $600 an hour.
You know, aren't you afraid of this and that? I mean, there's so many different elements. And Jason says, the only thing I'm afraid of is not being the best at what I do.
We're exceptional. We're the best. 1 out of 50 girls.
Step down.
17 years ago.
Look at it. They're taking advantage of this TikTok.
Hello?
Young
I'm
TikToker.
okay. How are you?
Grandma?
Yeah. Just a friend. Yeah.
Hi, Grandma. How are you?
I know you have reservations about me being with him. My grandfather's worried about me being with you.
Tell him that the fact that you're always on film, nothing could be safer. He can
Yeah.
watch you like you're a baby on a baby monitor.
You know you're a felon, right?
He's a
People
freaking
aren't
felon.
gonna treat you as good.
Yeah. I got like 2 arms tied behind my back.
Do you still get probation, or did
No,
you
no.
finish your probation?
The last time I had probation was over
You
a
should be
decade
on
ago.
probation. You should be on probation.
I was like always like one of the 10 coolest people in any prison I was in.
How long were you in prison for?
I was in prison.
How long?
All right, I went 3 times. Like each one's called a bid. Bid. I did 3 bids for a
See how
total
weird that
of
sounds?
7.5 years. The first one was 1.5 years. The second one was 2.5 years. The third one was 3.5 years. It's a total of 7.5.
Oh, but you haven't been in prison ever since then?
I haven't been in prison in over 12 years.
Yeah, that's good.
And I haven't committed a crime in almost 20 years.
Yeah. Why did you have to keep going back?
Yeah, why'd you have to keep
That's
going
a great
back?
question. After you go to prison the first time, Josh, you're no longer scared of it. Because
Oh, so you're no longer scared of prison, so you have to go back then? What does this mean? What a roundabout way of saying. You know, this guy's a lawyer, like he's an intellectual, like he purposely manipulates and talks the way he does to get a... Oh my gosh, he is a jerk.
you know, there's the fear of the unknown, what you don't know about. But after you've been there for a year or two or more, You realize that...
Did you commit new crimes and they sent you back to jail?
Yeah, my first crime was bringing 5,000 ecstasy pills into America from Amsterdam.
Oh
Newark
my
Airport.
goodness!
My second crime was running New York Confidential, the biggest escort agency in the world.
Bad.
And my third crime was running Rockstar Models and Escorts.
Oh.
Which was like 30 girls and me, and like I was trying to do it kind of with
Stay
small.
out of jail.
You know, now I don't break the law at all. Like the third time was the charm for me to learn my lesson.
After serving over 7 years in prison for prostitution, you'd think that Mr. Baist's days of pimping would be over. But you'd be wrong. In fact, he's figured out a whole new way to elevate his lifelong art form of manipulation. See, instead of pimping women as escorts, now Mr. Baist is pimping Joshua Block, also known as World of T-Shirts, a 23-year-old autistic TikToker whose public struggles with alcoholism have earned him a spot in the Lolcow Hall of Fame. But to get in close with World of T-Shirts, Mr. Baist first had to earn the trust of Mayor Flanagan.
What do you think of Mayor Flanagan?
I like hanging with him in Boston.
Is he a very nice guy?
Yeah.
Is he smart?
He's a lawyer. He said he'll help me pro bono with my suing.
Most of the people in this area know me as the mayor, and even though I'm no longer the mayor, it's an honorable title, and it's something that sticks with you. Almost becomes a nickname now.
We have Mayor Flanagan on the phone. Hey, Mayor Flanagan.
Hey, Jay, did you call me earlier?
No. Say hi to Josh.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
You know, being associated with World of T-Shirts, people reach out to me with questions or, you know, advice. And because I like Josh so much, I always make time for people. So Jason had reached out to me and he said he's trying to help Josh, and what could he do to help him?
So I said to Mayor Flanagan today, I said, I want to help Josh. You know, I just have to figure out what to do, what are the right things, how do I actually help him?
I gave him my thoughts on, you know, what could be.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the stream. We'll be right back. I think we'll be playing a game soon. But yeah, still just watching random stuff, but we'll be in touch. Wow.